Right, 28 January 2026. Right, ndadzoka nenyaya yaProphet Walter Magaya, who was remanded in custody. Remember that ndakambouya nenyaya iyi yaWalter Magaya kuti he was arrested at court and facing fresh charges, new allegations. So if you go back to that live yatakaita pano pa day one, I reported that Walter Magaya was arrested and he was facing new charges. Now, who is Walter Magaya? Walter Magaya is the founder and leader of Prophetic Healing and Deliverance PhD Ministries, one of Zimbabwe's most high-profile and controversial religious figures, known for large congregations and media presence. He has been embroiled in serious legal troubles since 2025. Right. That's Walter Magaya. Right. In recent developments, on Monday, January 2026, on the 26th, Magaya was remanded in custody by a Harare magistrate court after facing 4 additional counts of rape brought by the Criminal Investigation Department, CID, and the National Prosecuting Authority, NPA. The new charges allege separate incidents of rape involving women associated with this church spanning multiple years. Right, no zvirikuitika. This is what is exactly happening right now because he has been remanded in custody. Right, the court ordered that Magaya remain in custody until February 16, 2026, with a continuous roll trial set to run until February 19. His initial appearance came after he was arrested inside court precincts moments after proceedings in an earlier remand were adjourned. Right. Ndo patikutaura pakakuti Walter Magaya was arrested and now he has been remanded in custody. But while at the same time, remember that at this channel, takakureporterai kuti his son, Walter Magaya Jr., was well received in Zambia. He had a very nice visit in Zambia, and he was received there by Zambian government officials. This young man is now being, welcomed by the government of Zambia. Ashenda ikoko. And I think in that video takaita a day or 2 days ago, you guys know that he was flying in a helicopter, and he was well received in Zambia. But at the same time, Kunogu, his father, appeared in court. When he appeared in court, he was then arrested on other charges. Remand prison. Right. On the same day, a separate rape trial involving earlier allegations failed to begin because key witnesses were not present in Zimbabwe, one based in Ireland, prompting prosecution delays. Immediately afterward, police rearrested Magaya, extending his stay in custody, which means kuti vakaningikira vakapinzwa in custody. Nokuda kwema fresh charges avari kuita face ayo. Right. Now, Magaya has been facing multiple accusations since late 2025, including rape charges initially involving 2 complainants for allegedly offenses dating back several years. These cases have had repeated adjournments and legal arguments over witness availability and procedural fairness. Fraud charges linked to an allegedly bogus housing and investment scheme connected to his church's companies Planet Africa Private Limited and Yada Connect Private Limited, said to have defrauded congregants of money through promises of land, stands, and returns. You see? So, Dioma allegations actually are right. Remember that this man, Walter Magaya, is a connected individual. Anozivana nevanhu in high places, and we have seen previously he was granted bail of $3,000. But this time, it looks like that is not happening. Now, let's investigate. In November 2025, Magaya was initially remanded in custody along with his wife, Tendai, following their arrest on rape and fraud charges. His lawyer argued that police held him beyond the 48-hour constitutional limit without charge, but a magistrate rejected that argument and kept him in custody. Now, while his wife Tendai and his bodyguard were later granted bail, Magaya himself remained detained because the rape charges were classified as third schedule offenses, serious crimes for which the magistrate's court said it could not grant bail, directing that he must approach the High Court for that relief. Right. So, Chinzwa imanje apa. Kwanzi Magaya briefly secured bail in November 2025, reportedly paying US 3,000 and surrendering his passport and property deeds. But that occurred between remand periods and does not appear to affect the current remand orders under the new charges. My question is, why is it different now? Because remember, he was still facing the same charges back then, and he was granted bail of 3,000. And now he's back in court because remember that to want a bail, you must prove a lot of things. You must surrender your passport, you are not a flight risk, you have a fixed abode, and you don't interfere with witnesses. Conditions a bail iwayo. But in this case, we see that Uyu Magaya has made all these. But look, he is there in court. He came to court, he presented himself, he paid 3,000, he surrendered his passport, he surrendered his deeds. He never interfered with witnesses. But now he's not getting bail. How come zvakuchinja sei ipapo apo? Right. So Magaya's defense has criticized the prosecution's handling of these cases, claiming violations of constitutional rights and questioning readiness for his trial. His lawyers have filed legal challenges and applied for a bail at higher courts. Critics and supporters on social media and in public discourse reflect divided views on both his guilt and legal process. Ladies and gentlemen, tell me what you think in the comment section regarding the issue of Walter